Yes sir, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we are back at it with another YouTube video, man. It's raining like a mofo outside right now. Friggin' pouring, oh minty. Fortunately for me, I have enough of a garage now to make YouTube videos even when it's raining. You might notice we got a couple garage doors and a man door here, but I'm gonna go over that stuff in a later video, man. Today, what I have behind me is a Mazda 3. Man, it's really coming down. What I have behind me right now is a Mazda 3 that I picked up off of my buddy the other day. Now, I took a couple of clips of that on my cell phone. Didn't have my camera with me, but I did whip out the cell phone, took a couple of shots. So I guess I'll throw those clips in right now, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little more about this car, man.
Doesn't it sound nice?
It's like a Subi.
It sounds like a Subaru though.
Got a little bit of rubbing from the rear brake. Boy's new Mitsubishi. His old Mazda 3. On our way back home. Got about an hour drive here. That's what the convoy is looking like right now. Alrighty, so got a bit of a drive. About an hour still to go. Got a jerry can full of gas because as you can see we're getting a little low here, but yeah, we are pretty much driving a straight pipe Mazda 3, so if anything happens interesting on the drive, I'll let you guys know. Alrighty, so we're about 20 minutes away from my place. Still very low on gas, our light's on now, but car's running pretty strong. Should be back at the house within the next half an hour. So as a lot of you guys know, in my last video I was searching for a new 4-cylinder manual daily, and coincidentally my buddy hit me up. He had just got a new 2015 Lancer, which you guys saw a little bit of in the video, and he wanted to take a couple of parts off of this car. Didn't have anywhere to do it, didn't have anywhere to dispose of the car, so what I ended up doing was bringing the car here with him. We ended up taking the coilovers off, we ended up taking the wheels off, which he then put on his Mitsubishi, and then we also ripped off the exhaust, which was a cat delete, and then a straight pipe, and then I believe there was a MagnaFlow muffler somewhere at the back here. So I ended up helping him take all the parts that he wanted off the car, ended up buying what was left off of him, and that is what you see right here. Now what this is a 2007 Mazda 3 with the 2.3 liter motor in it. Not the Speed 3, unfortunately. If it was, we might be doing something a little bit different with this. But as you guys know, Mazda's notorious for the rust. Has quite a bit of rust that's already been repaired right here. As you can see, just from beating on the coilovers, we got a nice pile of rust underneath. Now the front coilovers ended up coming off without a hitch. It really wasn't a problem, but the rear coilovers are an absolute pain in the ass. Now, as a lot of you guys know, on many cars, there's a spring cup here with a mount on the top. Now there was a mount that was part of the coilover that was attached at the top with a large Allen key bolt that went pretty much into the trunk here, and it was welded just above that hole. There was a nut. Naturally, with there being so much rust in here, it broke, and we ended up having to cut, as you can see, a big hole in the back of the trunk just to cut that nut off. Had to do the same on both sides. It was just very frustrating. Like, you know, you always anticipate certain jobs taking, you know, a little bit amount of time, but then next thing you know, you got a broken bolt, you're hacking into the trunk, and it's 5 hours later. Very frustrated, but we did end up getting all of the parts off that he wanted, so that was great. Now, I was almost considering making this thing a daily, since you guys know I was looking for a manual 4-banger, and that's exactly what this is. As you can see, nice little 5-speed here. But unfortunately, with the whole coilover thing that happened at the back, it would really just be too much work in order to get this thing back on the road. I'd have to buy new suspension, new exhaust, and I don't know, it just wouldn't be worth it in my opinion. But as you guys know, what I do have a little hobby of doing is kind of stripping parts off of cars and obviously selling what I can to make a little bit of money, which is what I think we're probably gonna do in this situation. Now, some of the good parts on this thing, obviously the front bumper is good, headlights are good, a little faded but still good, have a whole bunch of engine parts. Now this car ran and drove when I got it up here. The only thing that was wrong with it was this rear caliper back here, and as you can see, it was metal on metal, just completely grinding the hell out of that rotor there. That was seized. So that's what essentially wrote this car off and made my boy get a pretty much brand new Mitsubishi Lancer. I guess what we'll do is just jump inside here real quick. Since it does run and drive, I guess we'll do a little bit of a cold start. Now, good things here, leather seats, definitely gonna be good. Steering wheel's pretty chewed up. Probably end up yanking the airbag, radio. Now, one thing I learned with parting out the Altima and the beater G35 is that there's only a few things that people are really interested in buying, which is airbags, seats, front bumpers, headlights, tail lights, trunks. Essentially anything else like door panels, speakers, and stuff like that, people just have not hit me up at all for, so I'm not gonna even touch any of that stuff. Pretty much just the stuff I feel like I can make a few bones off of. Now, aside from that, everything else in here, not entirely too bad. The dashboard, everything looks really good, so I'll probably yank the radio, climate controls out of here. It does have heated leather seats, so should be able to get rid of those. But I guess while we're here, we'll do a little bit of a cold start. Now this thing has one, I believe, the primary cat that comes off of the header, and everything else is just cut right off. Woo! So as you can see, she still runs pretty good actually. I think I just blew out my eardrum here. But yeah, everything else in pretty good condition. So what I think I'm probably gonna be doing over the next couple of weeks is just stripping this thing down, taking as many parts off as I can. Now, obviously, this thing would make a pretty good daily. Only has about 250,000 kilometers on it. If it wasn't so rusty, which is pretty much the norm, unfortunately, for most Mazdas, this thing really would make a pretty good daily and project for the channel. But just because of those that rear suspension issue that we had there, I think I'm just gonna pass on this one, do the Don Squally part out, and that'll probably be a wrap for that. I feel like I should probably open a door because it's starting to smell a little bit in here. But I just wanted to show you guys the new ride. So I'll probably be doing a couple of how-tos, how to remove the radio, maybe how to remove the bumper, headlights. If you guys want to see any type of video on this car, let me know before I get rid of it. Also, if anybody has a Mazda 3 out there and needs parts, hit me up, man, because as you guys can see, we got a couple to sell. And I'd be interested to see if there was any Mazda watchers on the channel, man. Who knows, we might get a couple after we release this video. But I'm thinking we are probably going to put an end to this one. As always, if you guys did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button. And if you guys want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, definitely do so, man. I'm about to start taking this beast apart. So with that being said, we're going to catch y'all mofos at the next one, man.